Hello and welcome to this series of podcasts by Vajiram and Ravi. This is Pooja Singh, and today we have our esteemed faculty member Rizwan sir with us today. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Today we will be discussing that what should be the strategy for mains if you have geography as your optional subject. So my first question to you will be, how should we start preparing for mains after as the prelims result has been announced? What should be the first step?
See, we have to understand here that the student who has cleared the prelims exam, what are the constraints for him for his preparation? So here the first main constraint is the time. So you have only like 2 months of time now, and in these 2 months you have to handle your optional, which is 500 marks, plus you have to handle your GS 1, 2, 3, 4, plus essay. So these are the main components that you have to prepare in these 2 months. And optional is going to be one of the determining factor for your result. So in these 2 months of time, when you prepare for any optional or you are preparing for the geography as an optional subject, you have to see that 1 month of time should be for complete revision, that is first time revision of the optional subject, and second month of time should be for practicing the answers. So we'll divide this 2 months into 2 parts. First 1 month, you are going to revisit your entire topics, that is paper 1 10 chapters and paper 2 10 chapters. And after doing this, so remaining 30 days before the exam, you are going to prepare the synoptic notes for every topic, and then you should be focusing on how you can improve on your answer writing. See, ultimate goal is that in this 2 months of time, how much productive you become in the optional subject. Now, this is not the race where you are thinking of improving the knowledge base. When you consider the preparation for the mains exam after the prelims result, and for those students who have qualified the prelims exam, we assume that he has already covered the optional subject, maybe by self-study or he has taken the coaching. He has an ample understanding of the subject. So first is the acceptance to this fact that you do not have time to explore anything new in the optional.
True.
तो ऐसा नहीं होगा कि you can now get into geomorphology and touch that area or try to read something which you have never learned in the past. This will take lot of time. तो जो आपने पहले complete किया है, उसी पे you have to try that you become good, you get a maturity in that part of the subject. So that should be your approach. So I will first suggest that you should try to have a time management in these 2 months, and acceptance to the fact that I cannot cover entire subject as new. I am here to revise, and I am here to read something selectively. So not like start from let us say you are starting from geomorphology and then again you start reading from the basic. So you have to prioritize on the subject. You have to think that what can be the possible areas where the question can be asked. So if I take example of geomorphology as first chapter, so there are some 22 topics in geomorphology. In this topic, you have to identify there are some 10 to 12 topics where generally questions are asked more. So in this 12 topic, I have to work more. I have to refine my knowledge. I have to fine tune my answer writing in these 12 topics. Remaining 10 topics, these are very basic. Suppose there is a topic of interior of the earth or topic of endogenetic and exogenetic forces. In such cases, again, reading the things from the basic will be wastage of time. So unless a student is prioritizing in every chapter, he will not be able to complete entire optional in this short duration. So my suggestion will be focus on selective reading of the optional because of the time constraints.
Definitely, sir. So, for example, students who have cleared prelims for the first time, very first time, first primary expression that comes is excitement, right? And then follows the stress. So, what should be the strategy to tackle that stress, and how should one manage their mental health when they have like very less time for 2 months, as we say, to prepare for the mains examination? What is your thought on this?
See, stress management is a very essential part of your preparation, because if you are stressed, your productivity level on a daily basis as well as your final outcome also will get affected.
True.
That is, your scores will get affected. So, how to manage stress is, as I told you, first thing is you have to have an acceptance to the reality that I have very less time and I am going to manage this time in a very practical manner. So don't be over ambitious about doing everything and doing everything with perfection. This is not possible. So पहले आप ये consider करिए, that is my advice for the students who are first timers, who are writing the mains for the first time, cleared the prelims and writing it for first time, that they should understand that I am going to do it in a more practical way. If you are not practical in this exam, so either you will become over ambitious about the things, and this over ambition will make you like read unnecessary things. Just for example, you are trying to read GS paper 1, you start reading history, or you start reading social issues, and you start reading from scratch. You are reading economy from scratch. If you are doing such things, then it will be impossible for you to cover the syllabus, and then you will think that now it is not possible for me to crack this exam. तो आप ये समझो कि those who are writing mains exam, there are combination of a student. There will be some students who are cleared the exam and who are in service, they are writing for improvement. Second category of the student will be who have written the mains. This is their second or third mains exam, and because of some or the other reason they were not able to get into service, or they did not get the interview call, and you are a new batch of you can say students who have entered into this race. So how you can be in par with others? It is not by expanding your knowledge base and collecting more and more information. See, understand that your preparation should not be about divergence, it is about convergence. In the sense that you have to bring the things together, you have to arrange and consolidate the information, you have to make it more and more comprehensive. That is why, so for stress management, I will suggest that whenever you read the topic, when you start the paper, when you start the subject, first list out what are the possible and most important segment of this. This will cut down the syllabus, and as the syllabus is cut down, it becomes manageable, and once the syllabus is managed properly or it is within your limit, you are not going to get the stress. Lekin if your preparation is random, if your preparation is haphazard, and then you say that I will cover everything and I will cover every aspect of the syllabus in the desperateness, then you are going to get a stress. So sometimes overdoing the things in the exam as a part of your preparation, that is also very dangerous. Just most of the students, without reading the things, they run after test series.
True.
So writing test without knowing, this is going to cause you stress, and you are the reason for this, है ना? तो आपने क्या किया है, आपने ना उस टॉपिक को पढ़ा है. So suppose it is about reading a climatology. In GS, you are reading you have to read climatology, and you have not read it, and then you go and try to attempt the question which is related to a tropical cyclone or temperate cyclone, and the question is of 250 words, and you are ending after 50 words, you don't know anything to write. You are getting a stress. And when you attempt such type of test without having information, and then you get a score out of like 10 mark, the evaluator is giving you 2 mark or 1 mark, then you are saying that I am getting stressed out of this. This is happening because your approach is not correct. So first is improve your information and knowledge base, and then start writing the test. Don't do the test series unless you have completed your reading. Second, overwriting also is harmful. So most of the students are into this vicious cycle of answer writing practice, so called answer writing practice. देखो, answer writing has to be optimized. You cannot do it in a
rigorous way.
regressive way. यानी हर बार आप आंसर राइटिंग के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. एंड व्हेन यू आर डूइंग दिस, समटाइम्स आई हैव सीन इन माय प्रीवियस years of experience that students who were very good in understanding of the subject, they have spoiled their scores because they have overwritten the answer. जब आप आंसर राइटिंग बार बार करते हैं और एक ही टॉपिक पे, देन यू बिकम लाइक बुकिश. इसमें ये हार्म होता है दैट आपका जो लैंग्वेज है, योर ओन लैंग्वेज गेट्स कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ लैंग्वेज ऑफ अ बुक, एंड यूपीएससी इज नॉट गोइंग टू रियली अप्रिशिएट इफ यू कट पेस्ट द थिंग्स.
ट्रू.
तो नॉलेज, what you are writing, what you have and what you are writing, this is to be differentiated. So overwriting and more overemphasis on answer writing, this is also harmful. So, and I have seen many students are into stress because of this factor. They come to us and say that sir, हमारा आंसर राइटिंग नहीं हो रहा है. अरे पहले आप इन्फॉर्मेशन पे फोकस करिए, पहले आप सब्जेक्ट को समझो, उसके बाद आंसर इज गोइंग टू फ्लो ऑटोमेटिकली. इट इज द आउटकम of what you are having in your brain, what you are having as a thought process.
And sir, right evaluation is also very important, right? Like if you don't get evaluated the things correctly, what you actually have written, how would you exactly know that which areas you should improve in?
Yeah, and this is a good question. See, what happens is most of the students will write the answers and they will self-evaluate. So when they self-evaluate, or when you get evaluated from somebody like who has written, or who is in par with you, who is your friend, or maybe one attempt more, so they don't understand this type of evaluation will not be very realistic.
True.
So there are multiple factors that may that come into accounting of evaluation. तो इसमें ये होता है कि evaluator gives you the marks because he knows you. He tries to have kind of appeasement, right? इस तरह के issues हो सकते हैं. So first is don't evaluate yourself. Second, get it evaluated from the teacher. At least 2-3 questions from the teacher. If you get evaluated, teacher will provide, an experienced teacher will provide you a right direction in which you can write the answer. तो आपको जब एक क्वेश्चन में डायरेक्शन मिल गया, and you have done this exercise for 2-3 times, you will come to know that how is the sequencing in answer, right? What to write where, how to start, what should be the conclusion, right? So एक बार आप experienced faculty से आप evaluation करा लीजिए, उसके बाद आपको आइडिया आ जाएगा कि where I am lagging behind, and that will help you a lot. So I will not recommend for the students to go for self-evaluation. That is dangerous, because see, when you write, if I am also writing, I will think that whatever I am writing is almost 100% right.
True.
So, and if I try to evaluate what I have written, I will
Bias
have
is
a
going to be
tendency
there. Yes,
to
sir.
give maximum there, right? So it is always better to take the help of teachers, and I'll suggest that those students were there through the podcast, that जो previous batches student hai, they can come to us, they can reach out to us, and we will definitely try to help them.
True, sir. So this was about the students who are going to give the mains for the first time. So talking about the students who are appearing in the mains for second or third time, how should they work on their answer writing or say preparation to optimize their score this time?
Right. See, those who have written the mains last 1 or 2 attempts, and this is their second or third attempt, and those who are new, there is a difference. New student is not aware about where he stands in preparation. He is writing, first timer, he is writing the exam, and he will come to know after the exam that this is my level, this is my score, I am getting 280 or I am getting 240 or 260, like that. But the students who are repeaters, who are writing for second or third time, they are having their scores in hand, previous years. So let us say a student who is writing the mains for the second time, he is having the previous year mains score in optional. So he knows that in paper 1 I have got around 140 marks and in paper 2 I am getting 160, like that, or it is a reverse. So he knows that where I am getting less. So suppose a student is getting less in paper 1, now he has to emphasize, he has to see that where is my weakness and where is my strength. So in paper 1 also, go back and see that in section A and section B, that is physical and human geography, where I am able to write the answer at a comfort level. So there will be some students may face issue in section B, that is human geography. So they have to emphasize more on that. So it becomes more easy for the students who have experience in this exam. जो second or third timer है, उनके लिए easy है. They have to just fine tune their areas, because they know that, see, this question of, let us say, geographical thought, I was not able to do it well, or this question of economic geography I was not able to address in a proper manner. So they are aware about that these were the problems in the previous year's exam, so I have to improve. So identify and list out all such areas where you are not able to do well in the previous years and work on it, and that to be done selectively. Again, I am not saying, because again the same problem persists that you don't have time. So do it. Have a selective approach here based on the trend. What are the possible areas where the questions can come in mains exam, and based on that you can improve your answer writing.
Definitely. So because time is exactly same for everybody. Either it's for the first attempt person or second or third attempt person. So you should have to like smartly prepare for this exam.
Yes. It's rather more a smart preparation now for in these 2 months rather than going for everything.
Okay, so my next question would be, sir, what are the possible focus areas for this year, according to you?
See, if I look at paper 1 of geography, I can find that last 5 to 6 years, slowly the trend of the questions in paper 1 is shifting towards application-oriented questions. And in geography, last 2 years, that is 22 and 23, the paper was moderate. You can see a graph in this where of 2014 to 2018, we find the type of questions they were asking were really difficult. And that is why in these years, the scores of the students got compromised. Even with lot of efforts also, the students were not able to cross 270 or 275, 280 were the maximum. Average, I'm talking about well prepared student. But last 2-3 years, we are finding that the questions have become moderate. In paper 1, in physical geography, the questions are mix of both basic question as well as conceptual question. This is take example of geomorphology. So last year they have asked paleomagnetism and seafloor spreading. So this topic is very basic. It is related to geomagnetism and surface configuration of the earth, and even we consider this topic in our GS preparation also. So with that approach, the student will be able to write the answer. On other side, again there was a question related to like denudation chronology, or they have asked about erosion surfaces. Now this is relatively more conceptual question. So in section A of paper 1, the questions what are there, they are the mix of both basic as well as conceptual. In case of section B, that is human geography, yes, here we can see lot of change in the trend of the question. They are more shifting towards the applied version. तो यहाँ पर ये हो रहा है कि they are trying to assess not only the information base of the student, they are trying to assess that whether the student is able to interlink from one theme to other theme. Jैसे they have asked about the revival of aerial differentiation. Now this type of questions, this really requires a very good understanding of human geography. So this is the trend in section B. So I have covered section A, section B. So section A में students should focus on both basic question as well as conceptual. Second section, when you are preparing, you have to interlink from one topic to other topic, and you can find the trend is, again, they are asking a good amount of questions from models and theories. There are a very good number of questions asked from population and settlement geography, and always geographical thought is there, right? Geographical thought is a foundation here. Then in paper 2, that is Indian geography, everything is becoming more applied. Now here the challenge for the student in paper 2 is, यहाँ पर ये प्रॉब्लम होता है कि क्वेश्चन इज अपियरिंग टू बी वेरी जनरल, बट हाउ टू राइट इट फॉर ऑप्शनल. So suppose the question is asked related to a drought management, or related to what is a drought and drought areas and how to manage a drought. Now the same question can be asked in your GS. So entire paper, 80% of the paper of that is paper 2, the questions are appearing like GS question. So if you remove the title of geography optional and give this question paper to regular GS student, he will say that yes, these are the questions of GS. लेकिन यहाँ पर अगर आप GS की तरह आंसर लिखोगे तो आपको मार्क्स नहीं मिलेगा.
True.
So because the question is general, answer has to be specific. The answer has to be made more oriented towards the optional subject. That will happen only when you are opting for a right strategy.
True.
So second paper, applied integrated with current affairs. This is the trend of recent trend of paper 2. So in this way I have covered paper 1 and paper 2.
So how exactly are we going to use current affairs? How should be current affairs used in this optional paper, sir?
Yes, see, in case of paper 1, the requirement of current affairs is very limited.
Okay.
In paper 1, you require current affairs in chapter number 4 and 5, that is biogeography and environmental geography. And to some extent, you require a current affairs in open-ended areas of economic geography and population and settlement geography. So these are 4 chapters where you need current affairs, that too some 20 to 25%, not more than that. Just say in economic geography, you need current affairs that are related to agriculture systems, that are related to food security. You may need some additional information about global hunger index. In population, you need a demographic change across the globe. What are population policies of different nations today? So these things are there. These are there in the books also, and most of the time we are covering this as a part of our classes. More current affairs integration is required in paper 2.
Okay.
And in paper 2, out of 10 chapters, nearly 7 chapters you need the current affairs. They say, I'll mention the chapters also, it will be easy for the students. They say you have a topic of chapter number 2, resources. Then you have agriculture. Then you are having industries. Then you have topic of transport and communication. And last is regional development and planning and political aspect. यहाँ पर you need 60 to 70% of the information to be taken when you are writing answers from current affairs. So here current affairs is required. जहाँ पर current affairs कम होगा, that is chapter 1, physical setting of India. Then in cultural setting also, the requirement is less, and these are two or three chapters where you don't need much of the current affairs. But remaining all, you need current affairs. अब इसमें issue ये है, when the student is reading from a standard book, in Indian geography, suppose you are reading from Khuller, Indian Geography by Khuller. What the book is providing? Book is only providing you a basic structure of that topic. But is that the UPSC is going to ask the same type of questions as it is there in the book in paper 2? Answer is no.
No.
The questions are completely different, right? So if the questions if you see the questions in paper 2, their weightage of basic thing is very less. So suppose they are asking about what are the possible measures to be taken for making Indian agriculture more sustainable. Now this question is related to the topic, that is green revolution, evergreen revolution, and how the agriculture in India has evolved. So now what it requires? It requires, first thing, basics of what is meaning of sustainable agriculture, then why we need sustainable agriculture, and what are the policy measures taken by the government. Here we have National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture, which is one of the missions of National Action Plan on Climate Change, which was launched in 2008 or 2009, right? तो अब इसमें क्या ये बुक में मिलेगा? Answer is no. What you are getting in the book is information about green revolution, information about evergreen revolution, and how after 1961 the things have changed. But जो information book में है, क्या इससे student answer complete कर पाएगा? Answer है नहीं. He has to refer the standard material. So for paper 2, I will suggest that you have to go for sources, standard sources like Niti Aayog document from ministries, or you can accumulate the information from your magazines. जैसे Vajiram is providing recital, in that you have to sort out what are important policies related to every chapter. So list out this. What are policies in agriculture? So identify the topic. There is irrigation. Topic is irrigation in agriculture. What is recent policy of the government related to irrigation? So you have Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Right? Then you can say that how I will use, think over how I will use this information in answer. This will help you in improving your representation.
So at least the standard reports should be used.
Standard reports have to be incorporated, and this data of the government has to be incorporated. Then only you will make. And second, more important, one more thing that the student should understand. This is very crucial. When you are writing answer in paper 2, you should also identify possible linkage with the theories in paper 1. That makes optional answer as optional. Otherwise, the answer will appear like GS. So, suppose I am writing about industries. So, if I write normally, if I write in a very regular manner, it is like writing GS. So, what you have to do? You have to see that can I have some reference of the theories. So, there is in paper 1, there is Weber's model of industrial location, right? So, that you can incorporate to make examiner feel that yes, I am linking from paper 1 to paper 2. This is my optional answer. This is not my GS. You have to every time convince. ये थोड़ा सा difficult है लगेगा students के लिए, लेकिन ये important भी है that in paper 2 you have to always convince and prove to the examiner that I am not a GS student. I am a student of geography. I am writing for optional.
So obviously when you have put your confidence in your optional subject, first you have believed in that subject. That's why you have chosen it. So you have to show that same thing to the examiner.
Yes.
Yes, I am doing something special in this optional subject.
Yes.
So one more thing, there is issues with the geographical thoughts. Like how should we handle that?
Yeah, so this is important, and for the students who are preparing this time, this will be advice also. See, first thing, when your geographical thought is about chapter number 6 of paper 1, that the title of this is Perspectives in Human Geography. This is a scoring area. First understand this is a scoring area, provided that you are having a conceptual clarity. यहाँ पर प्रॉब्लम ये होता है in geographical thought, if you do not have a clarity of the topic, the tendency of the student while writing in flow, I am not saying that ये student का गलती है, लेकिन flow में ऐसे हो जाता है, student will mix one theme with other theme. Unknowingly he is doing. He is not doing deliberately, but he is mixing one with other. जैसे you are mixing areal differentiation with regional synthesis, or you tend to mix regional synthesis with locational analysis. Unless you know that hairline difference between the two topics, you will not be able to justify the topic. तो यहाँ पर this is an art. In case of geographical thought, first you should know how to separate them, and second, how to link them. तो दो भी चीज़ आनी चाहिए, which is not required in all the other segment. In geographical thought, it is much required. You should know how to separate and then how to attach them. So first develop this. Second is a chronology of the topic, a sequence in which the geographical thoughts have evolved. List out this. I have given in the class. So just say we start with the Greeks, then Romans, then Arabs, then it is British geographers, then in European geographers we emphasize on German geographer, then American school of thought. So have a chronology in which the geographical thoughts have developed, then see what is modern geographical thought, and I will suggest that you should prepare this chapter keeping the core idea, central idea, that is the theme of quantitative revolution. Those who have prepared will be able to appreciate this. तो quantitative revolution को आप center में रखो and then see what was there before quantitative revolution, because quantitative revolution was a paradigm shift in geography. So see what was there before QR and what was there after QR. This will help you to in a better way to understand and represent the thought. Second, for every topic in geographical thought, there will be several names, and it is very difficult. I can understand this, and it is there in all the optional that when you are preparing for thought, every theme in that subject, similar to geography, in geography also this is happening, that when you take any theme, you will find there are numerous names of the geographers who contributed in development of that theme. So it becomes difficult for the student to remember all the names. तो आप एक table बनाइए and write down. See, in thought there are some 20 topics. Write down the topic. Write down the name of a geographer. 1 or 2 most important names that you revise. And before keep on revising every day. And if you do this for 1 month also, you will have that imprint of all the names. And whenever that topic comes, the question is asked on that, yes, you should be able to write that name. And you are writing the name means you are hitting the main point. Suppose I am writing about areal differentiation. Then one name that comes in my mind will be Hartshorne. If I write Hartshorne, yes, the examiner is convinced that yes, this boy or this girl knows about what is the core of areal differentiation. Without mentioning the name of geographers, these themes will be incomplete. जहाँ पर और अगर आप गलत नाम लिख देते हैं, then this is blunder. You will not be getting the marks. Rather, you will get a penalty marks in such cases. Possibility is there, right? So, or your entire answer goes incorrect. That is also possible. So for that reason, accuracy is required in this type of information. So I will suggest that make a table. दो चीज करना है आपको for geographical thought. Where to start? Start with QR. Don't start this chapter from areal differentiation. Central theme should be quantitative revolution before and after. And second is make a table of all the themes and write the names of geographer who contributed to the development of that theme. And also you can additionally write which school of thought they belong to, whether they belong to American school or British school in this way.
So I'm so glad we are discussing this today, because students will have to do nothing but just like listen to this and follow the same, and the thinkers part actually will be sorted, right? So sir, earlier in the discussion we were talking about the open-ended questions, right? So how can one maximize the score in the open-ended questions in paper 1?
See, open-ended question in paper 1 are there again in second section, and you'll find open-ended questions in chapter number 7, that is economic geography, population and settlement geography, and to some extent regional planning. So here I will suggest that for open-ended questions you have to rely on some current data. Okay. So again, look for the data that is published by United Nations agencies. They say you can take the data of FAO, you can take UNDP, you can take Hunger Index, global food security, global nutritional security, ranking. This type of information will be required and to be assimilated when you are writing answer. Again, practically we don't have much time for द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर प्रिपेयरिंग, ये रेडीमेड आपको कुछ मैगजीन्स में मिल जाएगा. That itself you should be able to integrate with your answer.
All right, sir. So in paper 2, we have mapping, right? So in this limited period of 2 months, how should we approach mapping?
Yeah. See, one advantage we got in the changing trend is the marks allocated for mapping has been brought down by UPSC. So if you see the before 2015 or before 2011, this question in paper 2 was 60 marks. Then slowly they brought down as the pattern changed to 50. Then they have brought down to 30. Now it is asked for only 20 marks. And there are 10 locations to be identified, and you have to write about that in few words. So अब इसमें ये देखिए, whatever you have prepared in Indian physiography, that is chapter number 1 of paper 2, the same thing has to be consolidated. So understand the trend. In these 10 points, 10 locations, you'll find 6 to 7 locations that will be within your reach, or at least 50% will be in your reach, because you have done your chapter 1, that is Indian physical geography. So जो basic theme है, you have to just revise that from that list, जैसे mountains, rivers, lakes, coastal areas, mangrove, forest, soil, these are there, tributaries of the rivers, this will be taken care. So 50%, 5 points will be from your basic. Remaining 5 में ये issue आता है कि there are 1 or 2 very odd. I'm not saying odd ये है कि because students have not come across this, they were the part of some current. But if you are listing out all last 10 years of question, you will find that some repetition also is there in mapping. There will be some repetition. तो आप अगर लास्ट 10 साल का मैपिंग एरिया कर लेंगे तो आपको 2-3 आप उसमें से भी कर पाओगे. एंड लिस्ट आउट all the important locations that were there in current affairs in last 1 year. So this you can take the help of your friends to do this exercise. उसका भी preparation हो जाएगा. Those who are GS also can do this. List out all the important mountain peaks and plateaus. List out all the important rivers and their tributaries which were in news because of several factors. In last 12 months. This can be done from the magazine, and that, so in this you'll find at least 2 or 3 points you can find in exam. So like that, out of 10 you will be able to do at least 7 to 8. Okay. इसमें 2 आपके ऐसे रहेंगे जो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो सकता है, you might have heard about it, और या फिर कुछ नॉलेज होने, तो उसमें कुछ we cannot do anything. This is to be practical, you have to leave it. Right? Totally
depends on the regular preparation.
It depends. But लेकिन if you are saying that no, ये कैसे आया है and I should run after this, then you are going to waste your time. So don't worry about that 1 or 2 points that you don't get anxietic about this. Right? My suggestion will be for that 2 points or 1 location of 2 mark. Don't get stressed from this. Leave it. This is going to be the story of every year's question paper. Let us be very practical. In mapping, out of 10, अगर आप 7 से 8 भी कर ले रहे हो, that is good. But in 7 or 8, when you are answering, your answer should be like, you should be able to maximize it. So here when you write, don't write in an elaborated sentences. Suppose I am writing about Namcha Barwa. So how I should write it? I should not write it like a sentence of English language. So here you should use a semicolon. Namcha Barwa, peak of Greater Himalayas, located northern semicolon, located northern Arunachal Pradesh, right? So Siang River takes a bend around this. So it forms one of the important locations between India and China. So in this way, just giving a semicolon, you have to. तो आपको 20 words लिखना है, but if you waste this 20 words writing if conjunction preposition, so this is not going to be a right way.
Also, this is going to save time if you use those 20 words.
Yes, this will save your time also, and this will be productive.
Definitely, sir. Sir, talking about the resources, what resources you will suggest that should be followed this time, like during this time?
See, resource for the students who are preparing, as I have said, those who are preparing for the mains this year, they have to confine to the limited resource. आपके पास क्या हो सकता है? First is your class notes are there. We have provided some handouts. There will be some standard reference book. What you have followed when you were preparing for the optional subject, same has to be repeated now. There is no scope, please understand this, there is no scope for any new addition to your optional preparation at this stage. तो जो आपने पहले प्रिपेयर किया होगा, जहाँ पर अंडरलाइन किया होगा, उसी को आप रिवाइज करना है. सो आई विल सजेस्ट section A of paper 1, go with 2 books there. One is Physical Geography by Savinder Singh and Physical Geography Made Simple by Rupa Publication. And in second section, that is Human Geography, go with Geographical Thought by R.D. Dixit or Majid Hussain sir. And you can go with other books like Models and Theories and Human Geography. But I feel in section B, you have to give more weightage to your class notes, because this is not a time, again, you can explore the things from the book and understand. In section A, yes, books are going to back your preparation, but section B books will, at this stage, they will not be able to do much of the help. And in section B, in paper 2, you are going to read the same standard book, that is Khuller, with your regular current affairs.
Okay, sir. So we talked about 2-3 resources for physical geography, sir. So is there a kind of trend in physical geography in paper 1? Like how should we prepare for that?
Trend, as I told you, the trend will be, see, what I am expecting here in this year's exam is you will find the trend is more inclined towards human geography segment in paper 1. I feel that questions are going to be more oriented towards economic geography of the world, geographical thought. You can see the questions now slowly tending towards regional synthesis, welfare issues, then issue related to human development index, issue related to critical revolution, actually the post QR, modernism and postmodernism issues. This can find a place in the question, though UPSC is not very predictable, but as my experience go, I am able to say that this can be the pattern, modernism and postmodernism in geographical thought. You can see the questions in limits to growth. And finally, the questions are related to geopolitical aspect also, because of ongoing issues of Russia, Ukraine and all. So this type of things will be important this year.
So in few words, I would like you to give a message to the students for mains 2024 so that they'll be confident in this attempt.
See, one thing is whatever they have prepared, they should have belief and trust on it. तो जो भी आपने प्रिपेयर किया है और जो आप अभी प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, प्रिपेयर विद अ बिलीफ. सेकेंड, व्हेन यू राइट विद अ कॉन्फिडेंस. डू नॉट बी हॉलो इन राइटिंग. सो यू शुड, इट स्टार्ट्स विथ योर हैंड राइटिंग, मैप, ड्रॉइंग द मैप्स, डायग्राम्स. तो फोकस ऑन हाउ आई कैन मेक माई रिप्रेजेंटेशन बेटर. तो be creative in writing the answers. Don't be bookish. आपको अगर conceptual clarity है, you should simplify in writing the things. And next is try to consolidate everything. So synoptic notes will help you. So do not try to expand much. जो आपके पास अभी तक है, उसी को बार बार रिवाइज करिए. And see that the information is stored in your mind. It is stored as a thought process. The flow of information is required. See, सबसे बड़ा जो प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पर आता है स्टूडेंट में, that he knows but he is not able to retrieve. And the time that the student is having in writing the answer is 9 minutes in. For 10 marks, 7 to 9 minutes he has to complete the answer. क्या ये 9 minutes में he is able to retrieve the information and also write in a proper sequence? Now that requires art and that requires skill. ये तभी होगा when you are revising the things more and more. So my suggestion will be that revise as many as times possible. Do not try to overemphasize on the weak areas now. ये कोई टाइम नहीं है जहाँ पर आप कोई नया टॉपिक बिल्ड कर सकें. जो आपका स्ट्रेंथ है उसको और स्ट्रांग करिए, उसको बेटर करिए, और जो वीकनेस है उसको थोड़ा मॉडरेट लेवल पे लाइए. एंड ट्राई टू mug up the information wherever facts are there. Try to by heart this will be very, you can say, raw kind of thing what I am saying, but this is required. तो आप इसको information को mug up करना है, by heart करना है, because this is going to give you a skeleton of the answer. Unless you have that skeleton, you will not be able to write the answers in a proper way. So by hearting the things is equally required. And don't take stress, be practical. और आप ये सोचिए कि if I am able to manage the optional up to 280, 290, something like that, I should also be able to manage GS paper 4 ethics, some improvement in essay. अगर ये आप कर लेते हैं, definitely you are going to get the scores above the cutoff and you will get an interview call.
Sir, I am so glad. Again, I would say that thank you so much for doing this session today. I hope these insights will provide a lot of help to the students. Sir, will we be available for the students who want guidance from us, like from personally you?
Definitely, they can get connected with me. They can mail at the ID of Vajiram and
Sure.
they can connect.
So for guidance such as this, you need to mail us on the given mail ID that will be provided in the video. And make sure you are like a shining armor going to prepare for mains examination. Do not worry at all. We will be there to help you out. You just have to do one thing, that is keep studying. All the very best for mains 2024. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Thank you.